I'm live, guys, if you choose to join me. Hey, Meta, how are you? You were the first one in.
How are you?
Whoops, whoops, whoops. There, that's better. I'm still drinking my coffee. I got sidetracked by some pizza that came in the front door. Oh, she's doing great. She came home yesterday. We beat the odds. She will be on medication for probably a good long while, but she's perky and glad to be home and just has to rest a lot and get her strength back. I guess that's common when, when you lose all your blood. I imagine it takes a while. So we're very optimistic at this point, which feels great. Yeah, I am too. At $1,000 a day, it gets kind of expensive, but they go to school as long as regular doctors, and the hospital has, machinery and staff and so I am going to work on some index cards today. It's pretty much like my journal, my intuitive journal. And it's also a good way to use up little scraps that hang around. So that's a good thing about them. And I'm also putting off starting a commission, which I need to do. I was thinking about encaustic, but then that's a pretty good mess. This is the picture. I would crop it somewhere about there. Maybe up a little bit. Anyway, that's my nephew. Intuitive journaling is kind of my phrase. I mean, some others may use it too, but it just kind of means being in a still place, which is hard to do when you're live, being in a still place and paying attention to your gut instinct. And the minute that you start overdoing it, overthinking it, you've lost the intuitive part. So this is no planning. I'll show you. I did it if I can find it. A picture of I painted a commission, similar pose. But I did it in encaustic. It's downloading. This is pretty close to the, what in the world? I didn't know this was there. There's the finished painting in encaustic. that looks like an in-between shot. Several process shots in here. Okay. I didn't even know that was there. Come on, you can turn. Not gonna. But anyway, that was the final. But my encaustic studio is just right on the other side of this work table. And I could do encaustic, but I may do oil. Thank you. That's what I'm trained for. I play with this because it's what I enjoy. It's instant gratification over here in mixed media. Stuff like that takes probably anywhere from 60 to 150 hours. And I can do it faster, but my intrinsic style is realism. So anyway, back on intuitive journaling. You just kind of flip through until you see something that grabs your eye and you pull it out. And if it kind of looks good, hey, that looks good. I think I'll put that on there. And that's really all it is to me. So jump in and try it. Giggle, giggle. Get my tools out from yesterday. That can go away. And I can do all right here because if I don't do a large 16 by 20, I can do it right here at my work desk. Maybe. It is art from the soul. This was a pop-up, so I don't expect too many people. And Joycey was still filming after over 3 hours. But anyway, I found this. We stopped at a garage sale the other day. And it's got squares in the paper. So we picked that up for, I don't know. Original price was $3.50. Good Lord. That's a composition book now. Student Union Bookstore. Those things are $1. And the other thing we got were these old craft envelopes. Well, that's just a piece of craft paper. Here we go. I think Randy got both of them for $1. Now I need to use them. Yeah, and one with squares. That's see, they look to be about 3/16, probably in centimeters. Half a centimeter. Well, I was right on the money. 3/16. So anyway, that's cool. That'll make a neat something. And I could do an envelope book with these. So there, you got to see them first. Alrighty, I'm going to get down to business here. Put my coffee up here, maybe. Cast a shadow. Let's see if I can make a little spot over here for the coffee. I'm feeling real scattered, which I guess is just normal. I feel like we went through the disease with her. Both. And sometimes I'll tear pages out. If you want to keep those in composition book format, me show you. Whew. If you're going to use the same binding, then you have to take pages out. So for every, let's see, it's 100. So for every 5 pages, you take one. You take five of the original pages and glue those together. And that leaves you with 20 pages, which is Shannon Green's JB5 books. But you can see how thick they are by the time you fill them up with stuff. So this is more, this is just slap it down stuff, which led me to the intuitive. Well, I think your hair looks great. Hey, Jilly. So anyway, I tried to kind of have an Oriental theme through here. And what you do, though, it's Shannon Green. She invented the 5x5s. But what you do is you have a new composition book with 20 pages in it. Whatever. I mean, they've got to be thick enough to hold all this stuff. And the first thing you do is you go through and you have 15 minutes to put some paint on every page. So you're just smacking paint on, you know, on every page. And then when that dries, then you come back and in 15 minutes, you slap down some collage pieces. And you do that on every one. And then after you finish all the way through, then you can go back and make sure everything's glued down good. And the third thing that you do is a stamp or a stencil. So you do a stamp or a stencil on every page. And you're going really fast because you only have a split second to do each deal. So that shuts your brain out of it. Hey, Elaine. And then the next one, fourth one, is some writing. So you use a marker or Posca or whatever, and just do some quick writing in it. And the fifth one is a focal point. I have those mixed up toward the end. And after you get finished, then you can go back and do free time on it to finish up your pages. But the point being, at the end of this, you have a journal that can be totally complete. And for people who are just starting out, that feels pretty good. And these kind of journals you can just add into anytime you want. There's no stopping place, really. You just keep going. At some point, you decide that's enough, and you do the cover, and you're done. But because these books are sewn, the signatures are sewn in them, you can take this apart real easy. It's easier before you start, but anyway, you can't really see the stitches, but they're here. You can clip those and then just pop these signatures into a different book or different covers. And the other thing you can do is split the tape binding on this and install a wider binder. Well, hell, your name's Bookmaker. You know this stuff more than I do. So that is a journaling by fives. I've done about 4 of them because they are excellent means to help you loosen up. And that's what I needed desperately from my realistic painting. Y'all want to see the painting I'm going to start? That's the one I finished. Y'all remember seeing pictures of that as we were going through it. That's in caustic. That was a commission. And then my pictures are such a mess. I don't know why my pictures aren't moving today. There we go. And I've got the same type of shot for my nephew and his soon-to-be bride. So I've got to decide if I want to do it in caustic or in oil. You mind? Thank you. So, well, I'm glad if anybody that has Booksmith after their name, I can give them an idea. I'm still in the groove of not really knowing where I am this week, so I'm just going to stick with what I'm doing. And I just pulled a few scraps while I was waiting on y'all. And I'm just going to put some of this down. Building a potential craft lunch over here. Before y'all got in here, Meta and I were talking about intuitive collaging, intuitive journaling, or let's see if I cut that off now. It's kind of a soul journaling. You just journal what at that particular minute feels right. Then you put it down. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And you don't overthink it. It's a real good way to control your OCD tendencies, because we're trained our whole lives to do something right. And with art, there is no right. But we keep trying to make it right. Bring that little piece over there. Trim that off and cut the corner. Hi, Barbara. Oh, no, I haven't ever heard of it. Tell us about it. Woo! That would just about do me in. Look, now this is serendipitous, or it's not. This is when your muse is in control. Look at the diagonal lines in the jelly print and then the diagonal line on that scrap. Okay, I bet that's fun. Well, you be good this weekend. Those weddings tend to get you in trouble. Or that's what I've heard. Anyway, that's cool. And there's a piece of black something that's worth saving. Serena Frost. I should write that down. These are great markers, and they're the Crayola Mark Maker Kit. They come with 30 or so of the empty cartridges and lids, and it's a whole little chemistry thing where you can mix color and make your own. I filled one with Sumi ink, and it's cool. And when you get done, I don't think there's any way to refill these, but when I need to refill one, I will be checking. I always like to jelly print on sheer papers for this reason, because when they're glued down, they almost disappear. And depending on what medium you're working in, they can disappear even more than that. Just for grins, I'm just going to go ahead and put that one on back there. Hey, Suzanne. Yeah, I was sitting watching Joyce's stream a few minutes ago. Randy had brought home pizza from his work meeting, and I ate a couple of pieces of that and a little bit of salad, and I sat there and almost fell asleep. It's amazing how fast the carbs work. And we've not been eating a lot of pizza, so I'm not used to it. I'm just recutting the holes, and it's real easy if you see them. You can see them, see the light shining through them. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, that's cool, Allie. Read my... No, not at all, Jelly. I'm not a photo realist, but I am a realist. And I have a tendency to go over into the hyper-realism. But no, that's why I got into mixed media, was to learn how to do something just for the fun of it. And I don't have a good understanding of abstract type work. I'm gaining a little bit by doing this stuff. But what I've learned is just go ahead and get the canvas out and get the paint out and see what you want to do and start. Like I said, I don't understand. You still have composition, quote unquote, rules, and you've got color rules. And I believe that rules are there to be broken, but I also believe that you need to know what they are before you break them. Want a little bit of that gold on there. I've got a laptop with a trackpad. I'm trying to stay off of it, but I'm using my laptop gluing surface. Just need to change screens. Come back. David, come back. Okay, we're still live. Oops. My challenge with this stuff is to finish it as I go. You know, if you've got an edge that's not stuck down, finish it while you're there so that you don't have to worry about, I forgot something on that. Now, what was it? There. I never did find my ink refills the other day. My cartridges. Thank goodness I got one that, what do you call them? It's an adapter of some sort. So we're just going to use a dip pen today. And sometimes if you dip them in a come on now. Priming the pump. Okay. Never fear. These are still back here from when I was, gosh, what was I doing? Oh, I know. I was working on the book. Okay. That needs more ink in it. I was working on the boy journal moon book, Boy in the Moon. And I was doing some of my version, copper plate printing or writing. There you go. Simple. I'm going to leave it. Oh, Cena Frost. Sorry about that. I seen a frost. I'm drawing this one over here. Bye, Barbara. Yes, ma'am. It's a GelliDex card. Same exact size as index cards. See? Stick my finger in the wet ink, which opens up a lot of possibilities. Look how pretty that is. That's just jelly printing. That doesn't have anything on it yet. Nice. Nicer, nicer. Wendy. Glad to see you, sweetie. Come on, dry so I can flip you over. A little bit of a blotty effect won't hurt anything. Now we've got this and that. Let's do one of the O's. Small one. This is Cloudy Sky. Got something all over it. Probably Cloudy Sky. Will the Allie, will the place buy them back when you're finished with them? think I'm gonna leave that one alone too. I'm gonna put it up here to dry. And let's see. Got a scrap of Eco dyed paper that I made at Rosemary's last summer. Haven't made any this summer yet. We'll save the red for something else. Well, we finished Wentworth last night, the show about the English prison Netflix series. I like that. Now we're going to have to find something else good. So I even keep little bits like that. They're perfect for this work. This is it's a magazine that's been crumpled and painted, so I don't know if it was a I don't know what it was. It wouldn't have paint on it if it was, what am I trying to say, Citrusol. Put that piece right there. What drew my eye to this was the beigey color that kind of matches this paper scrap. Doesn't necessarily go with that one though, so we're going to find it. Because I got a bunch of papers. No. This is a scrap of an encaustic monotype. I'm trying to not be monochromatic, even though it is very, very tempting. It would be very simple to just stick with golds and browns. Not that it matters. It's not bad because it picks that up. Let's see what we can do with you. Put that on there like that. I think that might work. See what I do? Monochromatic. Come on now. Okay, there it is. There it is. See, look, you can hardly even tell it's there. That's what I like. I like it a lot. And we're just going to fold that over. Yeah, you're going to get to go on there. Just hold your horses. I made all these echo dot papers. Have I used them? No. Been saving them. For what? I don't know. I guess I need to keep watching chat. I think everybody's tired. They probably had 6 hours of video already. Can't even really tell I added that. I go through phases where everything is bright. And I think that little piece can be thrown away. I find that origami papers are great for this kind of work because the patterns on them are small enough to they're in scale with the size of the cards. And nothing says it all has to be your own. Nothing says it has to be your own to begin with. I do simply because I enjoy jelly plating, and then you got to use them. I didn't do a very good job of gluing that. Now I like it. Yeah, it was good. Don't think so, Elaine. Wendy, I got this at AliExpress, China. I want to say it was $10 or $11, and being fairly beginner, I figured it was probably good enough. And I got glass pens there too. They had some as low as $2. See, I finished all that stuff with that book and thought I was going to get right back to it and keep practicing. No, I didn't. Anyway, here's a glass pen. I'm not going to use acrylic. You get some. I'm not sure there's enough in here. I had a friend who closed her studio and she had everything. There's just a drop or two in here, and I think I can use it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Maybe mostly water, I don't know. It may not even show up. That works. Works for me. There's probably enough in there for one more little something. While it's there and fresh, let's see. Let's put some on here, see if it works. This is a real sheer ink. Not too much. Oh, that was my one. Okay, so we used it. Can't see it all the way, but okay. Okay. I'm gonna call that one done. I think it's dry. Gosh. But it's easy. Oh, yeah, go buy it if it's on sale because they're fairly pricey. It's on Prime. Okay, Bosch. Like the tools. They make these things for left-handed too. Well, we'll blame it on you if we don't, Eileen. How about that? Reverse jelly. No point in wasting it. I guess I could tell you what that is. I think this is a P.H. Martin Radiant Concentrated Watercolor. That packaging is probably from 1960. And I am going to put that right there. And see, it just doesn't matter. That's the whole point. And always look at the back side and the front side. Because sometimes the back side is calmer. It's not as intense color. Now I'm going to take this orange ink pad. I'm just going to give this an outline. May not work great because the paper is so waxed. Here I'm going to brush it just a little bit more. Okay. If this does not stick because it's waxed, I'll use PVA on it. I'm really being simplistic today. I think that's enough. And I think that's enough. So we're going to put that in the done pile. So now we've got 2 in the done pile. That one needs some brightening up something. Look at those little red dots I had. There's those little scissors I was looking for. Okay. Hope this isn't just excruciating boring for you guys. This is kind of stream where you need to have something to play along. I'm gonna have to fill up my pot here one of these days. Well, same color. You know what that means? I'd like to have a little bit of text on it. We don't need it over here. Now then. Ta-da. I love running around with nasty fingernails. Good. It's relaxing for me too. I just love how, of course they're all my scraps, so of course they're going to have some of the same colors. But that's fun for me to see one come together. So we finished 2. Aha. Gonna head that out. I pulled this out, I think. Yeah, that orange completely disappeared in there. No, it's too easy. Get a drink of water. And if this is to become some sort of a book, with a message. Oh, there are those red dots. Well, look at there, look at there. That's just perfect. And these are just index cards. Pick them up at your local Goodwill or Rolodex. A lot of the Rolodex cards are good. Well, that's going to look like it grew there. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down, if for no other reason than it's there. And that orange didn't really show up that good anyway. That orange needed white paper. I can't wait to use these drop papers. Come on now. Goes there, good. These are washi tapes I made, and I made them from jelly prints. And I love having my own. I guess I made this the other day. I don't remember it. I was doing something. And then I've got this one that I pulled straight off the plate. So when I pull the backing off of this, the only thing left is the adhesive and the paint. So in some places it should be sheer. You can see here where I pulled the paint. See down here I don't have so much. Those areas would be completely clear. Isn't that cool? It's not that color, but nope, 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 not on this one. There. Now the fun part. You have to scrape the adhesive back until you can get it started. See how sheer that is? Now, just pull back a little bit. Just enough so you can hold that paper and kind of make sure that you get it where you want it. And then get your finger out from under it. And if you've got it going straight, very carefully pull that paper. Awesome. Whoops. Now then, I'm going to cut this off. And I'm going to leave a tail. It doesn't matter if that just wads up. I didn't get it perfectly straight, but that's what you deal with. Isn't that neat? Crooked and all. Boy, it is crooked. Well, I know a fix for that too. Here's the lid to my little teapot that I painted. This is almost translucent, but I'm going to use it anyway. About the same translucency. So you cover one mistake with another. And I always just take these down at the end and just roughly turn one of the corners in. Oh, look how cute that is. Crooked and crooked. But still very subtle. Hey, chick. I'm just finishing up some of these little cards. I'm sorry, score tape. This. You just lay this down on the plate and pull it up. And I don't cut it. I come back where it was started, pull it out, and do it again on the plate until I got everything. Oh, I thought you said your wife. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Anyway, that's how I do it. And when I'm doing a paper one, I just put the score tape on the back side of a print. In other words, I'll figure out which side I want to be the tape. Then I'll turn it over and I'll put the score tape back here. And then I come all the way down like this. I pull it or cut it in this case or tear it. And then I just put my finger where it ended, come right up here and do it again on another piece. And that way you get long pieces that are easier to roll up and keep. So anyway, that's what these are. And if you've got a varied jelly print, you get all kinds of different colors. I just love this where you can see through the tape. Okay, any other questions? Hey, Buttons. Did Joycey finish? Now, if I quit patting myself on the back long enough, we'll see if we can finish this. You see, I don't like all the red, but this end looks pretty good. Oops. You can shim off a little teeny piece if you hold it real tight. And I didn't get it crooked enough. That's where I was headed. I'll just put it up here. Joycey's flat going through her Oohoo sticks, a pack of 12. I've had mine for over a year. I'm just about out. Now see how well that just kind of looks organic with that? And it's got the pink in it. So if we put a crooked piece right here, I also have a tendency to want to line everything up. So if I do some crookeds, I think I like it like that better. Doesn't matter a whole lot. I'm going to do it. Begin at the bottom. Yeah, then. Let's do some. And that's how you do it. That looks more like Arabic. That's me. Bye, Lane. Cooking dinner time. I like that. I'm doing some ones I like today. See, we've got that one, and that one, and that one. And then we've got that one, and that one. Pretty cool. And to be quite honest with you, the stuff that you see in Hobby Lobbies and furniture stores, those great big hotel room pictures that go over your couch, they're not a whole lot different than this. Take a look at them sometime. And even if you just took one portion of this and blew it up to 20 by 24, something like that, you'd have something that looked almost like this. Now screw around. That can get it. Little pools without making too big a mess. If you just blot it, you'll get a mess. Little pieces of art. Now, look at that beauty. Kind of like that. Yes button, because without that, you'll end up with a lot of adhesive. And if you pull it and there's not enough, if you've still got too much adhesive showing, then just keep sticking it back down on pieces and it'll pull up pretty good. Look at that. I think that's off the same pull. Okay, let's see. My America book ought to be in. I don't know how long my ADD will let me stay involved, but that's just almost perfect. But I'm going to try it. Somebody the other day said, I've probably got 4 or 5 projects. I'm thinking I've probably got about 400 or 500. You stop on a painting and then I'm going to get back to it the next day, and then you realize it's been 2 years. Put a neat right through there. Oh, look what's on the back of it. See? How easy that is to Okay. Now watch this disappear when we get it all on here. That's easier than measuring. I just folded it and made a little line so I don't get the glue on the back side unless I want it on that extra piece. But I don't want to tear it off. Nope. Nip, nip. Ooh. The corners again. I love this little punch. It weighs nothing. Now, that's cool. Hey, Lynn. Hi, Tanya. I'm working on these GelliDex cards that I've been kind of working on for a couple weeks. And we finished this one. There's the back side. This one. This one. And I just did this one. There's the other side of it. I think we've got one over here. Oh yeah, there's part of one. But I just found this paper that almost matches perfect. And this is really cool, I think. This is score tape. And you just put it right down on the right side of the jelly plate and pull up your crusty bits. And then if you see a lot of transparent, or if it's still sticky on top, then just lay it down again and pull up something else until you fill it in. It's very, very fragile because all it is the adhesive with paint pieces on top of it. But it makes it transparent so you can see through it. So that's what I've been doing. Just another quiet, restful project day. Here's some that I've done from some prints. Did a rough job of tearing that. I don't really think it needs that. How about a stencil? This is a Seth After. I don't want the numbers on it, but I do want it to overlap over here. Here it is. Can you imagine? It was actually put in the right spot. You know what? That's not going to show because we did it the other day and it didn't show. So let's try orange. Maybe just right. Kind of like GelliDex. I started early today, Linda. This isn't the schedule. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. That one is ta-done. You're tired of being bagged? It's easy to do. I like that. I like that. Those two are done. I think you just go into your YouTube settings. That nice little purple down there. Don't want to cover it up, that's for sure. And this was made same way. This has got this was a jelly print. That's why underneath it there's some paper. But this was made the day that I was working down at Rosemary's and we were making pen pastel jelly plates, jelly prints. It's got a little bit of purple. I'm going to put that down because I like it. And if you're lucky, I tear my pieces when I take them off the jelly plate. I mean, when I take them off a print, and that kind of helps leave. I'm pulling the underneath one. I'm going to cut the tape off. And this is where I started, got one page and one length of the print, and then just picked the tape up and went back up to the top. It overlapped a little bit. I was going in this direction probably. So I'm just going to leave those. I think they're kind of cute. Now here, don't tear off all the tape. Off the liner, just leave yourself a little bit, because some of these are boogers to get started. Did you get your tower in? Yeah, Wendy, they are really cool. I hate to see crafters buying them, though. They are a fine art supply. There are pastel artists who use them for fine art, and that's why I have mine. That's not saying that you can't get them, but I'm saying a full set of them runs about $500. So if this is the only reason you're buying them, I wouldn't get them. That's not too bad. I'm going to leave that because this purple down here is an element. And there's an element, and then that. I think that's plenty. I could do some writing. Let's do that. That's the one that was working a while ago. Or it wasn't working. Wasn't working. I'm also working with a bunch of Pat Michaels' old nibs. This says, Johnny went to war and he no come back. These are his 2 red spots in his nose and his mouth. And this is his bandage. There. I like that. It's got a Japanesey feel. As soon as that dries, we'll move on to the other side. One of these little tags. You know how much all these papers would cost if you bought them? And you could make them. Line that back up again. You would spend a fortune and you would never have the one you want. So that's a good thing. Plus, there's satisfaction in knowing that you did it. And even if you think a print is really, really bad, you can still use pieces of it. Now, see, that shows that little bit of orange right there. Must be glue stringing off. And next week, at least one day of the week, I will be painting. If I don't get started. I'm gonna do another stencil. I think I'm gonna do orange again. Perfect. Use something else right there. I like that little piece. It's got the same colors in it. Not that it has to. Use anything for a brush. Now, ta-da! It is, Lynn. Scrapbook paper is great to go ahead and jelly print on. That is cool, even if I do say so myself. You can make marks with sticks from the yard. That's part of my imitation palm frond. Robin McClendon lives out in Arizona. So all she has to do is go out in her yard and pick up. Take down. I think you better leave it alone before you screw it up. To make a brush, so I just went to Hobby Lobby and got some dried stuff and some plastic stuff. And this makes great marks on a jelly plate. Ooh, I like that. I better quit patting myself on the back. Okay, that's done. That's done. Let's see. I came on about 3:30. It's been about an hour and a half. Hey, Gail. Y'all want to see a little bit more? If you do, make sure you like. Well, make sure you like anyway. I started off with a good 12 inches of space. I mean, 24. Now I'm down to about 12. Par for the course, right? Yeah, that's better. Better. Sure. White goes the mark maker. Now this kind of, it was earlier, somebody was on first. It may have been Meta about inspiration and intuitive journaling, and I call it kind of like just you get out of the way and let your muse entertain you. And you've done all the work of making these cards and putting the backgrounds on them. So now, with all the papers and things that you've made, let the muse go. Just look until you see something that triggers. That would be nice. Like here, I've got all these wonderful mauve colors and kind of peachy colors to play off of. And over here, that's just damn near doesn't need anything, but I will see what I can find. Every time I think Robin ought to stop on something, she keeps going, and it's just perfect. See, look at that. Perfection with that. This is a piece of paper that looks like it had overspray on it, but I don't want to cover that up. Nothing says I can't put it down here. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I think you can also tell what kind of a mood you're in, whether you're drawn to colors like that or whether you're drawn to all browns. And I can certainly tell, ooh, hoochie mama, that might be it. Just digging through this little scrap bin. Okay. I'm not so sure about that. Okay, this can go right here and half with the other side. Okay. That's where that's going. Speak now or have it hold your peace. I just love the way it looks like it just grew there. I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down. I'm not, you know what? I'm gonna leave it for now. Let's just look at it like this. And then I can put my holes wherever I want to. I mean, this is the stuff most people would throw away. I mean, I'm down to pieces with scraps of paint and they just work beautifully. I guess that means I decided I'm going to use the green. Yes, it is a fine line. A fine line. I think I am going to stop on that one. It's got a lot of elements. And I put 3 on. And then over here, this little yummy piece of goodness. That's the tape. So you can always cover it up if you don't like it on the other side. Always do your jelly plating too on different types of papers. You don't like that red dot there. Red dots are us. I think that's better because of that. And I like the whole thing. I also call these my idea books. That's my mind trying to tell me that I need to know what I'm doing this for. Well, I'm doing it so I can show potential clients. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. But it makes my mind shut up. There. Pretty good. I like it. And I'm not going to do that. Save that beautiful piece for another match. Okay. Cooking with gas today. I like them. Well, my microphone is right here. So if I'm over there rustling, I must be rustling pretty loud. Look at those colors. I like this. The colors aren't, I mean, they don't have to be exact, but I like it because this is echoing what's going on there. See if we have something else. I think I'm gonna have to clean them through here and get some new stuff. I need to drink water. Better. See, look at this ugly piece. Well, you just hate to cover stuff up. It's good. I'm going for it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. And it'll look totally different when it's down. There. See, it just looks like it grew there. Plus the fact you can see through it. Look at that. I mean, you would not know that those were not done together. This is really busy. Done. Got something down here that could happen, but maybe, maybe not. Where did I put it? No, that's the one you just had. Ah. Where did my tapes go? Where did they go? Oh, that green one was wrapped around one of them. No. Wah, wah. I'm leaving it. It doesn't have to all be covered. And if I think of something when I go through them again, I will. Got some more of that tape or that black. Remember, I did that when I was doing these magazine pages on the jelly plate because I wanted to get the type. It didn't really work all that good for me, but that can be a lot of different things too. Remember, I said I can always cover something up. Try out time. So this will hardly show because it's so sheer. And there's really no reason to do it except it's kind of fun to know that there's something there and nobody else knows about it except you. See? I made this the same way. It's score tape, and then turn it over on Gilder's gold or silver. It's not really Gilder's. This is Chinese. Same thing, you got to get under that adhesive. Now this is not the gold, whoops. This is not the gold that you heat set. This is actually real thin layers of gold and silver. I do believe they're synthetic, but if you've ever priced real stuff, and this is dirt cheap. If I feel like I've just got to buy something, I go to Alley. And I'm just pulling it off a little at a time. And if you want it to be straight, good luck, because it's hard to do. And again, leave yourself a little tail. I am. Leaf, yeah. Yes, Lynn, you've got the special glue. This works just really, really good. Score tape is magnificent. And it's, you know, it's fragile. But it doesn't matter because these aren't going to get any hard use. Okay, so next week I will be painting something. I mean, I know I'm going to do the picture of Josh and Jordan. I just haven't decided whether it's encaustic or oil yet. Crap. That's good enough for who it's for. I'm going to quit on that. When you've got such a busy background, and I can always add more. I think I'm going to quit. I'm going to leave too. Bye, Miss Lynn. Bye, bag. That blue is a man on the phone. There's a kitty cat. And there's his tail. Oh. Oh well. It's got to be this one. That was the last one I worked on. Cool. I'm pleased. I'm glad y'all dropped in to join me. And I will be back. Tomorrow is my typical Thursday at 4 o'clock. And I may feel like working on this again. You never know with me. Okay, guys, any questions? Okay, bye, Wendy. Sleep tight.